Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Dice Paradise, or welcome if you are new. Today, we are going to be talking about the 10 books that I will be prioritizing in 2026. Okay, baby girl, I already know what you're gonna be asking. Calm it down, okay? You're probably wondering why I'm not prioritizing 26 books in 2026 and instead I'm prioritizing 10 books in 2026. Well, here's the deal. Drink your water and mind your business. I'm totally joking. The reason why is because 26 is a really big number and I realized that we're just gonna keep increasing this number every year and I don't wanna do that to myself. So I'm just going to stop that right now and call it a day. So let's go ahead and get into this list. First book that I want to read and that I want to prioritize reading in 2026 is Cien Años de Soledad by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Now, if anyone knows anything about Mr. Gabriel Garcia Marquez himself, y'all know that he is literally one of the most prized authors, okay, of the Latin American world. And here's the thing. I really want to read a book by him in Spanish, and I want to complete that. That is a goal that I have had since I was a wee tot in college. A goal of mine since college that I have never been able to do. And this is the year that I want to conquer that demon, conquer that fear. This is the year, baby girl. I'ma do this. I'ma get this done. Number 2 book that I want to prioritize in 2026 is Skin of the Sea. Yeah. Hold on. Okay, so I know you guys are probably asking, isn't that like super old? Yes. This is Skin of the Sea by Natasha Brown. This is a book that came out many years ago. Maybe not many, but a few years ago. Is one that I have been wanting to read so badly. I am obsessed with mermaids. I think they're cool. I think they're creepy. I think that they're also like sirens. Favorite mythological creature of all time, okay? Like sirens, succubi, yeah, favorite. Okay, I'm gonna let you take your guess as to why. I'm gonna let you have that, okay? And when I heard about this book, and of course also the fact that it is based off of African mythology and African spirituality, it was just one of those things where I was like I have to read this book. Like I cannot live on this earth and not read this book. This book will be read in 2026. I have been telling myself that I was going to read this book for so long. This book will be read in 2026. Mark my words. Future Die, this is you telling you. This book will be read in 2026, okay? If my name is not Dai Lee, okay? It is Dai Lee, okay? Okay. The next book that I want to read in 2026 is going to be Empire of Gold by S.A. Chakraborty. This is a book from the David trilogy. This is the last book in the David trilogy. I really want to wrap this series up and know what happens to my brother from another mother, Ali. Ali, don't mess with my brother, okay? That's my bro. Don't do it. I really need to know what happens. Like, I don't care about Dara. Nahri, I'm like, okay, Nahri, I care about you because you need to move the story along so I can know what happens to Ali. Next book is going to be that I'm prioritizing in 2026 is Sky of the Storm. This is by Saba Tahir. This is the last book in the Ember and Ashes series. This series was the series that made me genuinely want to continue with booktube. Like I remember I made a vlog way back in like 2022 and literally this was one of the funnest vlogs I've ever done in my life. All right, I'm ready. Let's do this. so fun. And that vlog was just literally one of the first times where I was like, yo, like I could do this. I could get on camera and talk about books. Because of that, I really want to finish this series. Next book that I am prioritizing in 2026 is one that the whole world probably has already read, and that is City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. I missed this bandwagon. I did not jump on the bandwagon when the bandwagon was getting going. I don't know anything about Cassandra Clare, The Mortal Instruments, Shadowhunter. Yeah, no, I don't, no. I really do want to read about it. So this is gonna be my YA fantasy try to come back. I want to probably rent the book out and see if I like it. So yeah, this is gonna be my reintroduction back to YA fantasy. Let's see if I can hop onto the bandwagon this late. The next book that I am prioritizing in 2026 is called The Fragile Mental Health of Strong Women. This is a book that was on a list recommended by Booked on Charity of South African literature and African literature to read in 2026. And this sounded like something that I would genuinely read and learn from. We learn a lot about mental health and how it has affected Black women here in the United States, but I don't feel as though we hear a lot about how it affects a lot of women across the diaspora and women of African descent in other parts of the world. And from that perspective, like that's always been my thing. I think like living here in America, you hear so much about the Black American experience. And as someone who is Caribbean and who knows that the Black experience is just as diverse as humanity because of the simple fact that we have so many of us in a part of so many different cultures and a part of so many different places, and we live in all places across the world, but at the same time we are usually the other person or the other of so many locations in the world. We have such a distinct experience, and it's just always been my dream and my goal to always look and search for and find other perspectives outside of the Black American experience, not negating the Black American experience, but just making sure to add more voices alongside the Black American experience to kind of flesh out and complete the entire picture. Yeah. Number 6 is Forever for the Culture, and this was recommended by To Be Black and Loved and his channel, and this was on his list of books from Black authors to read in 2026. This is notes from the new Black digital arts renaissance. Now, this is something that I would totally be interested in as somebody who has kind of realized, like, when it comes to Black culture and how we have been portrayed across the internet in so many different ways, I want to read another person's perspective, especially in a celebratory manner, about the introduction of Black culture and the consumption of Black culture, the appreciation of Black culture across the digital landscape. And I want to hear it from a celebratory standpoint rather than the kind of, I want to hear it from a celebratory standpoint. And I'm hoping this is going to be a book that celebrates the Black culture, because in the synopsis he's talking about the dances across TikTok and viral memes and things, and I feel like a lot of times people, whenever they talk about Black culture on the internet, they don't really have a lot of nice things to say. There are a lot of critiques, oh yeah, but not a lot of people have a lot of nice things to say, even in the Black community itself. So I really want to hear from a celebratory standpoint, and I'm hoping that that's the kind of perspective that this book gives. The next book that is on this list is going to be En el Tiempo de las Mariposas by Julia Alvarez. This is a book that recounts the story of the Mirabal sisters during the regime of Trujillo, the Dominican dictator. This is a book that is, this was adapted into a movie. If you know, you know, you know, like it's one of those stories that has always been kind of a huge deal, at least in the historical context. I am very interested in history. I love history, but I'm not really interested too much in historical fiction. That's the thing. I don't like historical fiction, but I do like understanding history as it was. So I think that learning about the Mirabal sisters and reading more about their story is going to just kind of give me some context around the situation, but also I want to read it in Spanish. That'll be my second book for the year that I read in Spanish, in addition to Cien Años de Soledad. Ugh. Next book that I want to read is not, remember how I told y'all that I'm not saying 26 books in 2026? And how I'm saying 10 books in 2026. Well, this book is not a book. It's actually a series. So this series is the Hunger Games series, but it's okay. Like if you kind of smush all the books together, it's like one book, right? Let's say yes. Let's do that. Okay. This book is The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. And of course, this is a big deal. And the reason why I want to read this book is because, Lil Dai has been living under a rock for the last 15 years because there's a whole movie coming out about Haymitch's story, Sunrise on the Reaping, and a whole book coming out. Movie coming out in November about this continuation of this series. So therefore, I would like to read it because, yeah, I'm kind of behind, a lot behind, but whatever, such is life. What else is new? The next book that I want to prioritize in 2026 is going to be Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. Now, this is the only romance book on this list, and that is on purpose. Last year, I romanced myself out. I had a goal of reading more romance in 2025, and baby girl, I did just that. And when I tell you by the end of the year, I was like, I don't want to read any more romance, please, dear God. But I also found Kennedy Ryan. Enough said, right? I also found Kennedy Ryan, and I did buy both of the other two books in the Skyland series, and I really do want to finish that series if I can. So I do want to read Before I Let Go. I did read This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan, and so that means I read number 2 and I didn't read number 1. So I'm trying to go back to number 1. So this is me trying to actually complete the series. And that is the last book on this list. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel because it would really help my channel out, baby girl. Okay. And we like helping each other out. It's 2026. What are you doing? We like helping each other. Okay. Go ahead and do all those things below, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.